Roman roads were marvels of engineering that allowed the Roman Empire to communicate. With its far-flung provinces and project military power across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. But have you ever wondered what secrets these ancient roads hold? In this episode, we'll take a deep dive into the history of Roman roads and discover some of their hidden secrets. The Romans were known for their advanced engineering techniques, and their road-building skills were no exception. They constructed a network of over 400,000 miles of roads, which remained in use for centuries. The main reason for the construction of these roads was military. Rome was constantly at war and needed a way to move troops and supplies quickly and efficiently. The army would frequently march across Italy and other provinces, and without good roads, this was a difficult and time-consuming task. In addition, the Romans needed to be able to respond quickly to any threats along their borders. This required a reliable means of communication, and again, roads were the best solution. Another important use of Roman roads was for trade and commerce. The Roman Empire was huge and diverse, and the various provinces produced a wide variety of goods. These goods needed to be transported to the various markets throughout the empire, and the roads provided the infrastructure for this to occur. In addition, the roads facilitated travel for merchants and traders who often carried goods on their backs or on pack animals. Finally, Roman roads were also used for public works projects such as aqueducts, sewers, and public buildings. These projects required large amounts of materials such as stone and timber, and the roads provided a way to transport these materials to the various construction sites. But how did the Romans build these massive roads? The process began with surveying the route and clearing the land. The materials for the road, such as stone and gravel, were then gathered and the roadbed was constructed. The road was then paved with stone, and the entire surface was smoothed out. The Romans paid great attention to detail, and the construction of their roads was a highly skilled endeavor. They used sophisticated surveying techniques to ensure that the roads were straight and level, and they used durable materials that could withstand the wear and tear of centuries. Now let's explore some of the hidden secrets of Roman roads. One of the most interesting aspects of Roman roads is the materials that were used to construct them. The Romans were known for their use of concrete, but it was actually stone that was the primary material used in road construction. The stones were carefully selected and placed to form a strong and durable roadbed. In addition, the Romans used a technique called opus cimen, which involved mixing crushed stone, sand, and lime to form a mortar-like substance that was used to fill the gaps between the stones. This technique helped to create a smooth and level road surface that was more resistant to erosion and weathering. Another secret of Roman roads is the use of layers. The Romans built their roads in layers, starting with the base layer of large stones. This layer was then covered with smaller stones, and finally with a top layer of small pebbles and gravel. This layering technique helped to distribute the weight of traffic over a larger area, making the roads more durable and less likely to crack or break up. The Romans also used a technique called the road camber, which involves creating a slight arc in the middle of the road and a convex curve on the sides. This technique helped to ensure that water drained away from the road surface, preventing the road from becoming waterlogged and eroding. The Romans were also innovative in their use of materials such as brick and concrete. While concrete was not commonly used in road construction, it was sometimes used for bridges and other structures associated with the roads. In addition, brick was sometimes used as a paving material, particularly in urban areas. The Romans were also known for their use of a substance called lapis, which was a type of crushed rock that was used as a decorative element on some roads. Lapis was often used to create decorative borders or patterns along the sides of the road or at road intersections. Roman roads were not just functional, they were also a symbol of Roman power and prestige. The roads were typically lined with milestones that marked the distance to various cities and other points of interest. In addition, the Romans often built arches and other monuments along their roads to commemorate important events or to honor prominent individuals. For example, the Arch of Titus in Rome was built to commemorate the Roman victory in the First Jewish-Roman War. The Romans also used road maintenance as a way to control the countryside. The maintenance of the roads was often seen as a public works project, and the various officials responsible for road maintenance had the authority to collect taxes and conscript labor from the local population. This allowed the Roman government to not only maintain the roads, but also to keep an eye on the activities of the people living in the provinces. One of the most impressive feats of Roman engineering was the construction of roads through difficult terrain, such as mountains and swamps. The Romans were able to overcome these challenges by using techniques such as the construction of bridges, the use of embankments, and the creation of artificial drainage systems. For example, the Via Appia, one of the oldest and most important Roman roads, was constructed through the Pontine Marshes, a notoriously difficult terrain. The Romans solved this problem by building a raised roadbed and a system of artificial drainage channels. Another example is the construction of the Milla Viaduct, a series of bridges and viaducts that carried the Via Domitia across the southern French mountains. This project required the Romans to overcome steep slopes and deep valleys, but they were able to do so by constructing a series of arches and other structures. Despite the durability of Roman roads, they were not invincible, and they did suffer damage over time. Natural disasters such as floods and earthquakes could cause significant damage to the roads, as could human activities such as the use of explosives. When roads were damaged, it was the responsibility of the local authorities to repair them. This often involved a combination of public works projects and private enterprise, with the local population providing the labor and materials necessary for the repairs. So what happened to Roman roads? As the Roman Empire declined, so did the maintenance of Roman roads. Without a strong central government to oversee repairs and maintenance, the roads fell into disrepair. In addition, the increasing frequency of warfare in the late Roman period led to the destruction of many roads and bridges. Despite this, some Roman roads remained in use for centuries after the fall of the Western Roman Empire. In fact, many of the roads are still visible today, and some of them are still used as modern roads. The legacy of Roman roads is truly remarkable. Their advanced engineering techniques and attention to detail allowed these roads to withstand the test of time and remain in use for centuries. From the construction of bridges over rivers to the use of concrete and brick, the Romans were able to conquer the challenges of building roads through difficult terrain. While the decline of the Roman Empire led to the abandonment of many roads, their impact on subsequent cultures and civilizations cannot be overstated. The Romans understood the importance of infrastructure and the role it plays in the prosperity of a civilization. Their investment in road building helped to facilitate trade, communication, and military mobility, all of which contributed to the growth and stability of the Roman Empire. Today, we can still marvel at the engineering feats of the Romans and the ingenuity that went into the construction of their roads. They serve as a reminder of the importance of investing in infrastructure and the lasting impact that one civilization's innovations can have on subsequent generations. So the next time you travel on a road, take a moment to appreciate the engineering and the history that goes into these essential structures. You may be following in the footsteps of the Romans themselves. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more historical tales. And if you'd like to learn more about ancient history, check out our other videos. With your support, we can continue to bring history to life for everyone.